Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Nerds on Culture with Stormybman for this Monday, March 2nd, 2026. This is number 155.
Wow.
In the series of Nerds, as we come to you with another review and discussion on 2023's made for Netflix, They Cloned Tyrone. Yeah. You know, when we find ourselves going through our culture and being able to come to you and have discussions over specific content, you know, we've said it many times as we've gone through these shows that we will never run out of subject. Never. Because the library of culture outlives us all, you see. Because just as some of us check out, there's always someone checking in, and history continues to go forward. It's just a matter of how in touch you want to be, how close to being grounded, your ear to the ground, that you want to remain when it comes to this culture of ours. That's why the show is called Nerds on Culture, because it's a bit of a nerdy thing to do, to remain so attached, so absorbed into something. And we've got a very, very good topic and discussion for this show for you this evening. Mind you, we'll be approximately the first 15 minutes or so of our show, broadcast as usual. And for those of you who have taken the leap to venture and join us over at Rumble, the rest of the show will pick up there, and we'll be able to get into the nitty and the gritty of an uncensored aspect of our presentation. We've been trying to advertise that for you all and let you know that there are choices where we do not have to be under the thumb or the boot over oppressors who want to censor creative process for these content creators out here that are doing positive work for the community. So with that being said, allow me to introduce my co-host of the show. We got Drew Titan, LLC, in the building with me this evening. What's going on with you, brother? How you doing?
Salute, Sensei. Salute. We in the building. Another Monday. Nerds on Culture. This is great. I feel great. And freedom is everything. Y'all make sure you follow us on Rumble. Especially for shows like this, because we are creatively oppressed over here. There's a lot of things we can't do. Now they'll tell you it's because they're protecting the copyrights of the things that they're protecting the artist's copyrights. Little strange because Hollywood and the music industry, they have a stranglehold on their work, and that's good. Well, we're not trying to make money off their work. We're actually paying homage to their work and talking about their work and referring people to their work, because obviously there's people that are really younger than us that don't know these things. They come to this show, come to our channels, and they say, hey, I didn't know that. And it'll be something like, oh, that came out in 1995. I was a grown man, but these kids weren't born until like 2000, 2005. So they might want to go back and they saw it on this platform, whatever we're talking about. We're not making money off of it. Show's not monetized, but the rules are the rules. And what we're telling you is to get a full spectrum of what we're talking about. Follow us on Rumble so we can play the old coming attractions. We can play the music, so you can go and research it yourself. You might want to go pay money to see it. You might want to have these things in your library. So all we're doing is helping, but rules are rules. So we're not going to argue. We just have to be more creative in our approach and how we do things here. This is a show where we pay homage to things that we like in this current era, things we like in the 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s when y'all were children. We pay homage over here. That's what we do, but we can't explain that to Google and YouTube. So what we've done is we found a way around that, so that we don't have to be playing a trailer and they'll zap it and take us off the air and bring us back in 5 minutes. You don't have to worry about that. So we'll do the first 20 minutes here, and all you got to do is click the link at the top and go over to Rumble, or just go hang out there right now. Click the like button here, share the video, hype the video.
Yeah, because we're live over there as well.
We're live there right now. And what we're saying is we're just going to dialogue about what we're doing. And then when it comes time for us to play the clips and everything, we're just not going to do it on YouTube. We're going to end it here on YouTube and play it over on Rumble, where you get the full spectrum of what we're doing. So we appreciate y'all, because Mondays is fun. Mondays is hella fun. But now y'all can get the full spectrum of what we do here.
Yeah, and I have with a joyous spirit, I have a special announcement to make about this process, right? My show, Turning the Page in Boxing History, will move straight to Rumble now. Where I was doing that show, basically a spinoff of what we used to do with the Three Wise Men, but it's myself covering the history of the sport, reviewing fights.
Oh boy. Yes.
Giving critique on the fights and giving reviews of the fights. Some of the classics, some of the present fights that we have seen, but a whole mishmash of boxing. Whereas I was being scrutinized and held under a microscope with the prejudices that have come through Google and YouTube. That's why you hadn't seen that show in a while, but it's always remained in my advertisement for my channel at the end of my videos. So now that we're able to do this, you see, you just be patient. God doesn't allow a door to close without a window opening up.
That's right.
And this is a window of opportunity for that show to flourish, because I can show you the footage and we can give a reaccounting of everything that happened. And you'll be able to get my take on it. I'll have guests on there from time to time. And we can do this as another measure of what I've always meant to do with my channel to begin with. So turning the page in boxing history will move right to Rumble. I'll still be able to present it to you in its old fare, which is basically the music, the intro, all of that. For those who have watched episodes in the past and you kind of wonder, oh, why did Stormy stop doing that? This is why Stormy stopped doing that. Because these people have tried to squeeze the door on the creative process like that, but they allow so much other stuff to come in to flood your news feed as if that's what's really happening.
Mm-hmm.
So being objective is a way to look at things. My Kung Fu film focuses, I will be able to do those over on Rumble and show you the footage of some of the classic martial art films, whether it's Jackie Chan, Alexander Fushin, the Venoms, Gordon Liu. Come on, man. This is what it's all about.
We're not stealing. We're just paying homage. So we just figure out a way out of it. We just figure out a way around it. So please, when we say follow us on Rumble, this is what we mean. Now we're uninterrupted. They can't bother us about the music. They can't bother us about the clips. We're all just here chewing the fat, having a good time.
That's all it is, man.
That's all it is. So still smash the like button and like and share the video, because we want to get a lot of people over there as much as we can. You know, we want to just get our core audience over there. That's all. You know, because YouTube is gonna shake your legs. So they're gonna do what they're gonna do. We just figured out a way around it.
And your donations are accepted over there as well, because you don't have to have these folks putting their little boo-boo fingers in the pot. Okay.
Yeah, just to let y'all know. And that's I'm glad you brought that up. Just to let y'all know, YouTube, they take 30 cents off of every dollar. 30 cents. We appreciate the super chats. We really do. But they take 30 cents of every dollar and they rule this thing with an iron fist. We're not as free over here as it put out. That's why if you're gonna donate, we do we appreciate every donation, but that's why a lot of content creators prefer the Venmo, Zelle, the Cash Apps, the PayPals. They prefer that. And if you send it and we miss it, just let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, check your PayPal, check your Venmo, check, because I'm not good with checking mines while I'm cooking in the middle of the show. So if you send me a donation, let me know in the chat, hey, Cash App, whatever, on Rumble, they call it a Rumble rant. That'll come right up. But when we're on StreamYard, we don't see it. So we have to go between pages. So we'll check periodically. You know what I mean? But let us know, because it might on StreamYard, the super chats show up on StreamYard when you're on YouTube, but on Rumble for some reason it don't show up. It's very strange. So if you send a super chat or Rumble rant, let us know on the StreamYard, because we don't have two screens up. We just have the StreamYard screen up. You know what I mean? So just let us know, and we appreciate y'all. Mondays are so fun.
Yeah, this is so much. Don't you feel like a burden has been lifted?
A big one.
When you know now that you can come here and kind of do your creative process without that restraint, and the liberation is really a positive thing, and we try to encourage others. That's why our true followers and supporters and everything, we want to make you a part of the journey that we're on, and we have a great deal of appreciation for you guys. Just like we got Columbia out there that's helping out with dropping the links of
Yes.
the channel's offerings, whether it's the tip option, whether it's the merchandise options that I have for like A Weapons designs or my original Streamlabs OBS designs, whether it's uh, the links for Rumble and the emails and all of that stuff. It's like we really appreciate that type of help and assistance there. We're a community and we're a unit, and we can get and gain going forward so much easier with the help of everyone like that. So that's like when you guys see when Drew is live, 78 is live, BFTB is live. When I come over there, Junior the Truth, I drop the likes and my comments and greetings from all of my channels. That's 3 additional views for the brothers and sisters out here that are doing something. And when that's for every person that we have to ask, hey, can you hit the like button? If we got multiple channels and we putting those multiple channels in there, that's covering that. But it's not saying don't hit the like button or we don't need you to, but it's encouraging you to let you know, you see, if I can do this, you can do this. And sometimes it takes me a few minutes to get through the process of doing it. It's much easier if I do it earlier, right before the brothers are going live or whatever. But during the show, because a lot of times when people are live, I'm at work. So I'm trying to work and get that together, but I'm still there supporting. And that's what we got to do, people. That's how we make it together.
That's right.
You know? And that's the true meaning of community. But while we spend this next couple of minutes here on YouTube, Drew, would you like to let people know tonight's subject? They cloned Tyrone. You had encouraged me to check this film out a little while back, a few months back, and I hadn't had a chance to see it because there's a lot of fare that comes up on made for Netflix or TV options now, and when you try to watch everything, you can spread yourself too thin. But when I do have time to go back to see something that has been recommended, I invest that time. I got a chance to see this. I really enjoyed it, and as you see, I put it up right away for us to do a show on it. So some words on this before we decide to make our venture over to the next level.
When I first saw this, it was very interesting. Well, first of all, you know, I support this brother. He's turning out he's having a decent career in Hollywood, I guess. I first saw him and Attack the Block. And this brother, he's one of those British brothers that you won't know he's a Brit until he talks out of character. You know, so this comes out, and then he was in Star Wars, of course, and this comes out, and I'm like, all right, let's see what it is. Jamie Foxx is in this, and I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, what are they doing? And then when you get the gist of what is being done, you start going down this rabbit hole. And one thing that was unique was they touched on all the what I like to call the urban hearsay. Let's say that. The urban hearsay. And there's several things that I've seen in this film where it's like, oh man, I know where they got that from. So they took all these urban hearsays and they threw them in the film. But as you're watching this film, you can't help. See, when you get a little older, like I said, you can watch a film when you're a kid and it's fantasy. When you get a little older, you start to say, you know, what's scary is some of this crap is starting to make sense. You know, there's even films that came out in the 80s where you go back and say, wait a minute. I remember I was watching such and such in 1982, and they said exactly this, and look what's happening on CNN right now. You know? And yeah, Back to the Future was like that. Some of that stuff, I ain't gonna get into that, man. Stormy, write this down. Urban legends. Bro, some of this stuff is crazy. So I'm watching this. You see how creative we are? That's another show we're gonna talk about. You see. So I'm watching they clone Tyrone, and I'm like, well, damn, man. I know where they got some of this stuff, but when you get a little older, you always say, well, what if? Now, here's why this is weird. This came out about 3 years ago, right? And I watched it, and it's really good. Some of it is comedy, but you say to yourself, well, what if, right? Now, look, man. 3 days ago, I'm on Instagram, and I'm watching this guy get interviewed, and I said, that guy looks like Jim Carrey. And I unmuted my phone, and it sounded like Jim Carrey, but it sounded like a guy kind of trying to be like Jim Carrey, but I'm like, that don't look like Jim Carrey. Not really. But I thought it was just me. The next day, everybody's online was like, yo, hold on, man. They cloned Jim Carrey. And then people start talking about, hey, they doing this a lot. You know what the first artist that they said they cloned? Y'all might not remember this because this was years ago. This is going on a decade ago. That rapper Gucci Mane.
Yep.
Weren't they calling him a Gucci clone? And I said, because I don't listen to that stuff. But I said, what are they talking about? It's like, I think he went to jail, and when he came out, it was him, but not him, and he was a changed man. And it was like, hold on. What'd you do with Gucci Mane? Where's Gucci Mane? What'd you do with him? So I brushed that off. There have been Epstein sightings in Israel. And the other chick, she was seen in Italy. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. And then they gave you an updated picture of her, and they say, hey, that's not her. So it's real interesting that this movie came out a few years ago, and you can call this science fiction, but it gets you thinking. What the hell, man? Yep. What if? We talked about some of this stuff will scare you. What if we told you the Paul McCartney you may have seen over the last 30 years might not really be him? What if we told you the real Paul McCartney might have had a car accident in the 70s, and the Beatles?
No, in the 60s. In the 60s.
In the 60s.
And you know what? Mm-hmm. If y'all want to hear the rest of that, come right over to Rumble. Come over to Rumble. That's a perfect segue. Mm-hmm. We are about to shut this down on YouTube, and we're going to go right over to Rumble to continue our show and to speak more on They Cloned Tyrone. So just follow us on over there.
Lateral move.
Yep. So
the link is at the top. Go click on it. Go over to Rumble right now. Make the lateral move. We're ending it on YouTube, but the live's not ending.
The live is not ending. The live will remain live, but we're removing ourselves from YouTube so they don't have to do it.
See y'all in a minute. In a second.